Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Review of Honor, where we cover everything that happens in a Ring of Honor ring. Now, last week you didn't get a chance to hear from us. Ring of Honor was doing their own kind of recap thing, and we thought that we would take the week off. I myself was busy. I had relatives over, had family over, and I feel as though Ness may have needed a little bit of a recharge. You know how sometimes those true pot heels, sometimes they need to take a break. They need to clear the air a little bit. So we decided that with Ring of Honor doing a recap, we would be able to recharge ourselves. But we are back here again this week to cover this week's episode, and some really, really great stuff happens in this week's episode. Some nice developments, but I can't cover any of these things without one member of the Pot Heels, and that is the three-time baby-making champ, Ness. Sir, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing mighty fine. Yes, sorry folks, if you were looking for a review of a recap, yeah, it didn't happen. It wasn't going to happen. But we are definitely back, and I feel as though this was a great way for us to come back. And it was just like a great way for Ring of Honor to come back from their recap episode. And this was definitely an action-packed showing on this card today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it wasn't even just the in-ring stuff that Ness is alluding to that was interesting. It was also getting a little bit of a glimpse of how Ring of Honor is going to be going forward when it comes to title matches and rankings and things like that. But guys, before we get into any of that, remember to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. We love it when you guys share us with your friends. We are getting close. The march to 1,000 subscribers continues. We are pushing forward ahead in this new year, and we want all of you guys to be with us as we continue this journey. But speaking of journeys, everybody in Ring of Honor is on some kind of journey, some kind of path, and they all want along that path. They all want and hope that they will be able to get, well, championship gold. They want to be champions. Everybody wants to be a champion. If you have been a champion, you feel that sting of defeat. You want to get back in the fight. If you haven't been a champion, you want to taste that for the first time. And Ring of Honor says, well, how are we going to make these determinations of who is going to be challenging for titles? So during this week's intro from Quinn McKay, she kind of breaks down how exactly Ring of Honor is going to be coming up with their system. They explain that there are going to be different divisions. There's going to be the TV division, the World division, the tag titles, the Pure division. And if you are in the Pure division, it's there. It's interesting. They made different ways for you to be in multiple divisions at once, but also not at the same time. And I think that's interesting to me because it means as that the wrestlers have to make a choice, and you have to decide whether you want to try to take down the unstoppable person that is Roosh or the unstoppable person that is Jonathan Gresham. It's going to be really interesting to see how all that plays out. But Ness, I wanted to get your thoughts on just the idea, not necessarily of Ring of Honor's ranking systems, but ranking systems in general with wrestling. We know that AEW has their own ranking system. WWE tried different kind of ways to do it back in the day. Many, many, many moons ago, Impact had their own ranking system. So how do you feel about ranking systems? Do you think it helps wrestling? Do you think it hurts? What are your thoughts?
I personally love ranking systems, mainly when they actually follow them. Uh, yeah, because you could be like the number one contender and like some random guy like, oh, I'm coming out for a title shot, and I'm like, well, if you go through these obstacles, blah blah blah, then like when things like that happen, it kind of takes it away. But I really, really hope and I really enjoy when promotions follow their ranking systems. Speaking for Ring of Honor in general, they have a lot of up and coming talent, a lot of already established talent. And for the fact that they're going to do the ranking systems now, it puts everyone in perspective, and like, I like the fact that part of their ranking systems are, I believe they said like the first three people in of each division can jump from, if somebody's in like the first three guys in the pure division, you can jump from the pure division to the TV title division to the world title to the division, and I like that because it's like the first place person, the second place, and third place. You guys got, the gold, the silver, and the bronze. So you can just shoot for everywhere. And I really, really think that's a great idea. It gives the talent something to shoot for. Once you're already in the rankings, you want to just like keep going up, keep building your stock up, building your stock up. Once you hit like the top three, maybe you're like, all right, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to go for the pure title division. Maybe I don't want to go for the pure title. Let me jump to the television title, and maybe I don't want to do the television title. I can jump like between everything. You got options now. And I think that's going to make for great storylines, make for great TV. And I just, like I said, I just hope that they follow through with it and keep it in a nice pace and don't overdo it. Don't overthink it. The top three spots and then like the extra two, that's great. And also, I think it's a good idea to have that option that you can jump between whatever division, because like, let's face it, Ring of Honor really doesn't have a large number of people on their roster at the moment. And so it kind of keeps it fresh and gives people something to do other than trying to stuff everybody into, let's put everyone in the television title picture or the pure title picture. You can only have but so many people in the world title picture. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think that there are a couple things that we can draw from this. One is that the pure title and the world title are going to kind of be a 1A, 1B championship when it comes to Ring of Honor going forward, because you can have somebody who is unable to capture the world title and says, I'm going to jump to the pure title division. You also have somebody who is going to maybe forego an opportunity at the world title, even though they think they could beat, for example, Roosh, and say, the pure title means more to me. Let me go after that. And also, you have now the ability for storyline purposes. The other thing that I thought of was, so foundation, because we're talking about how we build towards a Foundation versus La Faction and Gobernal feud. LFI holds the TV title and the world title, whereas Foundation holds the pure title and the tag titles. Well, somebody we're going to be talking about very soon, say Rhett Titus, could move up in the pure title division, and then because he's not going to want to, maybe he doesn't want to challenge his Foundation partner, but because he is high up in the pure title division, he can jump to the TV title division and try to take that title from LFI and Dragon Lee. And that leads us into a very great segue into our two matches of the night. So, right before we get to that, we want to add that Quinn McKay does say that due to everything that has happened between Bateman and Matt Taven, Ring of Honor has decided to make sure, like, bar them from being in the building at the same time as each other. I don't know why exactly, in the sense of that's quality television. I mean, in the sense of, they got to fight each other. But I guess maybe there's a situation where only one of them is available for these TV tapings for whatever reason, and they kind of want to, explain to us, because it doesn't make sense for Bateman or Vincent to be in matches and Matt Taven not try to jump Vincent, and it doesn't make sense for Taven to be in matches and for Vincent to not want to try to jump Taven. So if you say we're keeping them, we're barring them away from each other, then if only one of them is available for these tapings, it makes sense as to why the other is not trying to make that person's life a living hell. So maybe that's the reason why. But either way, we are putting the Vincent Matt Taven feud on hold for right now, if you will. But that leaves us plenty of time to focus on our matches for tonight. So tonight we have Rhett Titus taking on Flip Gordon in a pure rules match. Now, I thought that this match was really really good for what I thought it was going to be. I was like, wow, they told a really solid story. The story coming into this during the previews is that Rhett and all of Foundation are upset at Flip for not shaking Jonathan Gresham's hand after the pure title match at Final Battle. They're upset with Flip for kind of taking liberties with the rules. He's doing things within the rules, but the Foundation says just because those are the rules doesn't mean you shouldn't hold yourself to an even higher standard. And so because of that, Rhett is now challenging Flip Gordon. This is a really well told match. It involves Flip yet again showcasing that if you didn't think he could be a good heel, he can be a good heel. And this would have been a really great match in front of a crowd, I think. And Flip, to the point of he uses a closed fist and he stops, like he has that moment where he's like, oh shit, what did I do? And the ref's like, well, you get one free. And he's like, oh yeah, I get one free. and he's like, that's what he's got to take advantage of. That's what he has to do. And this match almost goes the limit, 14 minutes 46 seconds, but just at the tail end, Flip Gordon is able to put away Rhett Titus, and after he basically knocks Rhett Titus out, and Rhett is out and the pinfall has happened. Then while Rhett's unconscious, he goes over there and shakes his hand to follow the code of honor. I thought that was like the icing on the cake, the cherry on the top of the ice cream sundae, if you will. I gave this match 2 3/4. Ness, what did you think about this one?
Yeah, 2 3/4 is the perfect rating for this match. Like we said, going into it, Rhett Titus, not even the only Rhett Titus, him and the rest of the Foundation just feel disrespected because Flip Gordon didn't want to shake or adhere to the code of honor at Final Battle facing Jonathan Gresham. And, we all know that, the Foundation, they're all about the aspects of Ring of Honor, the code of honor. They're all about honor, all about respect for the promotion and everything that the promotion stands for. So when you don't shake your opponent's hand prior or after the match, they're going to take that personally. Like Michael Jordan during the Last Dance series, I take that personally. So prior to the match going, Rhett Titus is like, look, you're going to shake my hand, and you're either going to do it on your own, I'm going to make you. So then Flip Gordon's like, well, make me, show me, make me shake your hand. So, the match goes, like you said, down to the finish. Actually, during the match, it was actually it definitely was better than I was expecting. Not to no slight of Rhett Titus as much of an ROH legend, I guess you want to call him, or just
around there forever.
Yeah, I guess or a mainstay, or a very, very, very good mainstay. I'll say that. I really don't expect a lot out of Rhett, but he definitely showed up in this match. Man, the heel work from Flip Gordon, he's getting better and better at that each week. I liked him in this match more than I've liked him in any pure title match or any pure division match, for the fact that he's starting to work the heel and stay away from the flipping and the acrobatics. So now he is trying to be more of a pure wrestler, or more of a slow and methodical individual in the ring, rather than his usual flips and high dives and things of that nature. But like you said, he got that closed fist, and then he's just like, shit, well, you get the one. And he just followed up that with the stomp, and then followed up that with the finish, and then with the flip KO, or I forgot what it's called. But then he picked up the win, and then the post match with him and Quinn McKay, she was like, well, you kind of cheated. He's like, no, I get one free. It's legal. It's a part of the rules. So as much as it's a shitty way to get a win, because he's a heel, he's right. He didn't do anything wrong. It's in the rules. So, but also, yeah, another thing about that is they suspended him from the pure division, and at that point he's like, I don't give a fuck. I can just jump to another division, and that's where I was going with from the explanation earlier. He's like, oh, I got suspended from the pure division, but I got an ROH World title shot in my back pocket. So who cares about the pure title when I can challenge for the world title? And I think that, like you said, that's definitely going to make for good storylines because, again, this guy, he's not playing by the rules. He's bending and breaking the rules. So now he has to follow and deal with the repercussions. So with that in turn, he said, all right, well, screw your repercussions. I'm going to do something that you guys think you guys are doing something to me. I'm going to go a step above you. Now I'm going to just whatever about the pure division, I'm going to go back into the world title picture. So I think that more if those storylines play out for more talent as the year goes on and the stories are building, I think that's going to be a great way to get a lot of heat on people because it's just like, all right, whatever, who cares about that? And I can just move on. And at some point, somebody's going to say, well, what do you mean you're going to move on from me? You think you're better than me? In my opinion, I think that's going to happen. Jonathan Gresham might just, what do you mean you're going to move on? Like, you're not going to disrespect me and like just say you're not worried about me. I'm going to show you that you do need to be worried about me or anybody of that nature. That can definitely play out in things in the future. But yeah, 2 3/4 stars. I really liked how Flip was like a real asshole in this match, and it made it that much better.
Yeah, it definitely did. This was a really, really solid match. And guys, if you were wondering about how much praise, why Ness is giving so much praise to this match, it's because if he talks about the next match, as long as he wants to talk about the next match, you'll just be wondering, did he hate the previous match? Because we all know that Ness loves his Lucha Libre style and his luchadors, and that's exactly what we have here. We have a TV title match. This is Dragon Lee putting the title on the line against Rey Horus, and Rey Horus is getting this title opportunity by virtue of pinning Dalton Castle at Final Battle. I liked the... While I didn't necessarily like him getting the title shot just because they had 5 minutes ago told us that we're going to have a ranking system, I did appreciate the fact that they created consequences of COVID affecting Final Battle and consequences of Rey Horus pinning Dalton Castle, and they said, he deserves something. Let's do this, and we had to put this match on the fly. Let's make sure everything makes sense and everything follows some part of a continuity. And here we have a level of continuity because Rey Horus in the promo video is talking about his background, is talking about all of the things that he has done as a luchador, and he makes mention of the fact that he and Dragon Lee have wrestled before. Now, Dragon Lee, for his part, in his video, seemed a little pissed off that Rey Horus would even bring that up, and that Rey Horus would be like, no, we've never been in the ring together because you're just not on my level. That's what Rey Horus is bringing to the table. And this match was this was definitely match of the night for me. I think my favorite spot is I may be stealing this one from Ness, but this is the Look Ma No Hands.
I knew you were going to say that.
Off the top rope. That was just incredible. But this was a 11-minute, 13-second banger of a match. This is a 3-star match out of our Review of Honor star scale that we've developed. This was a 3-star match. This could have been a really great pay-per-view match. If it had been on Final Battle, we would not have been upset about this whatsoever. But this was a really solid match. I liked every facet of it. And Dragon Lee coming out with the win, continuing to make him look strong, continuing to give him wins underneath his belt. And this is a strong showing for him, particularly because, and I guess maybe this is going to hurt to say, but they're continuing to make Dalton Castle look like just a stepping stone. So hopefully we get some kind of renaissance for Dalton Castle. But he maybe he'll be who Flip Gordon teams up with to go after the tag titles, and that maybe they'll do. I don't know, but they got to come up with something for him. But in this situation, Dragon Lee, kudos to him, sir, for defending his title and defending it very well. Ness, just go.
Well, let me start with this. If I had a Lucha Libre mask, I'd put it on and finish this recording wearing that mask, because that's how much I love this match. Also, I gave it 3 1/4. Everybody knows Lucha Libre is like one of my favorite styles, if not my favorite style of wrestling, period. These guys definitely showed and embodied that throughout the whole match. Actually, Rey Horus, I did not know that he was trained by Rey Mysterio Sr. So with that being said, a lot of people know Rey Mysterio Jr., one of my favorites of all time. And with that back knowledge, I'm like, oh, okay. Now I feel like I can connect to him a little bit more. Then he shows like I had this experience with Rey and Psychosis and just like the Lucha Libre legends that I grew up watching. So I'm just like, all right, cool. This guy has a lot more backstory to him than what I knew prior. And again, just like we seen with Dragon Lee, he was just like, F all that stuff. I'm here. I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to keep my title and then go about my business. And that's literally what happened, pretty much. It was a great match. I think that Rey Horus actually had a very, very good showing. He had a lot of offense in this match. I love that because Dragon Lee is a beast in the ring. So the fact that Rey Horus got so much offense and he actually looked like a threat, because there were a few times where he got a couple near falls that I'm like, well, shit. I know that he's not going to lose, Dragon Lee, but they're making this hard to believe that he's going to retain this title. And matches like that are always great. That, the Look Ma No Hands, Hurricanrana, that was brutal as shit, because once Rey Horus got up, the welt on his back, I'm like, oh man, like it looked like somebody stuck him with a hot iron, and it was just like, oh man, that shit looked like it hurt. I wouldn't want to take that move. I wouldn't want to take that bump whatsoever. But again, man, this match was great. If it was on pay-per-view and with fans, I feel as though I probably would have gave it 5 stars in the Mexican Dome or some shit like that. Like it was so good in my opinion. And I don't see who can take the title off of Dragon Lee at the moment, man. He's just on a run, and I like the fact that I have that feeling and have these thoughts of who can do it, because Live Faction and Gobernable, they're like right at the top, and the Foundation, they're right up there as well. I think that's probably where they might be leading to, as we've seen in Final Battle, they were standing tall and then the Foundation came out. So I don't know. We might be leaning to that, but at the moment, man, Dragon Lee, that was my MVP of the night, because that was a hell of a match. No slight to Rey Horus, because again, he had a great showing. He got a lot of offense in. He had a couple near falls where I really thought that he would have left a 2-time champ, or a 2 champ with being the 6-man title holder as well. But Dragon Lee said, nah, not on my watch.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's really great about Ring of Honor, is that they have properly built up squads to be able to represent. Like, you have Mexi-squad, you have Shane Taylor Promotions, you have Foundation and LFI. All these teams have 3 members each. They can all be battling each other for the 6-man titles, the tag titles, all those sorts of things. And it'll be really interesting to see whether or not, when Bandito and Flamita are able to come back, what happens when Rey Horus has some backup. Because that would have been interesting to see if, I don't know how well Ring of Honor might have done it to have people seconding them at ringside, but it would have made things that much more interesting. I'm looking forward to that. This is a match that I want to see a rematch for down the road. Down the road, definitely, it'll be something that I am looking forward to, hoping that Ring of Honor pulls it out of their back pocket if they ever need it, because these are two guys that know each other in the ring very well. And Dragon Lee, like, there's a swagger to how he's presenting himself, and that's something that I think is really, really great. To me, it's almost as though he has more of a swagger as champion than Roosh does in some cases, and it's really weird, because Roosh is supposed to be the world champion. Roosh is supposed to be the leader of LFI, and I mean, they're brothers, so it's like, I don't know, like, something about it just seems interesting that Dragon Lee has that much more of the presence than Roosh does. But that's not to say anything, because Roosh gets it done in the ring. Roosh finds a way to win. And next week we're going to be having a six-man tag match with aforementioned Shane Taylor Promotions and the Foundation. So that's something that we're going to be looking forward to seeing. Maybe there's going to be six-man title implications on the line with that match. We will have to see. But guys, our time here is drawing to a close. We appreciate every single week that you are with us, and we want to just say thank you yet again. Ness, tell the fine people where they can find you, sir.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Skinny_Kravitz. You can find me on Instagram at Skinny__Kravitz. And you can find me right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. You can catch me, obviously, on Review of Honor with my man StatKing, the man of 1,004 numbers. You can catch me on Blunt Impact and Joints of Jabronis with my man Chris G. We form the Pot Heels. Shake the ropes, shake the ropes. And I go by the Round Table Rebel. So I pop up on the round tables. I show up on other people's shows. I'm just everywhere. I'm all over the place.
I heard that you're going to be entrant number 30 in the Royal Rumble, and next.
Hey, as long as I last longer than like Santino Marella or Titus O'Neil, I'll be all right with that.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, everybody remembers them. So.
Well, yeah, I want to go out a legend. So yeah.
And guys, you can catch me as always covering, well, most of the wrestling that happens on Tuesdays. And now, until UWN Primetime Live comes back, I am covering MLW Fusion. So you guys can check all of that out on Dark Power. And I'm always in our Facebook group getting into arguments with people should not be getting into. And guys, you can also catch Ness and myself in the Ring of Honor official Facebook group. We are there as well, and we are helping to. That's one of the things that I think is going to be interesting with Ring of Honor going forward, whether or not how much weight they give to fan votes and fan decisions. I think they said that Shane Taylor is going to be, getting a title shot based off of what people in that Facebook group said about who they want to see facing Roosh next. So guys, make your voices heard, make your opinions known. You can also do that in the comments section here. Hey, cheap plug. But until next time, guys, I am the Stat King. This is my co-host, three-time baby making champion Ness. We are signing off, and take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace.